Why the scapegoat becomes emotionally numb. When the scapegoat child suffers from so much emotional abuse from their families, from other people, they become so used to this type of structure. They get so used to how it affects their nervous system, how it affects their mind, how it affects their heart, how it affects their spirit. They get so used to how this makes their mind, body, and spirit feel that they become accustomed to it. They really become so used to the abnormality. This abnormality becomes normal for them because it occurs so often. And to cope with that structure, they have created a survival technique, which is to shut off their feelings. That's why a lot of scapegoat children, or adults, you'll be unable to really read them and read what their emotion is saying, because it's like they have a poker face. They don't really express their emotion. They may have been told you're hard to read because they've learned to shut off their emotions in their survival technique. Because they didn't want to be emotional, because if they were emotional, they were ridiculed for it. So they had to be tough and they had to have on this rough, hard exterior, because if they showed any type of emotion, it would get worse. They think, if I ignore these feelings and act like they don't bother me, maybe it won't. Like, they're really trying to convince themselves to not think about these feelings as if it's going to go away, but the scapegoat eventually realizes that they still have to deal with that pain in order to heal it. They never wanted the family to see them broken, because anytime they expressed emotion like crying, they were ridiculed and made to feel guilty, like they are not allowed to cry, or mocked and scolded for showing emotion and isolated, just left to deal with this by themselves. This tactic is toxic because it has taught them to not be in touch with any of their feelings, and this will affect them in all areas of their life, especially trying to get into relationships. So this manifests into emotional maturity and not knowing how to identify and deal with their emotions. But this isn't your fault. This is a product of how you were treated. You did what you could to keep your mental sanity living in a toxic environment that you couldn't get out of. And the best part about this is that as you begin to heal and grow, you can become emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, as you actually take the time to heal and deal with those emotions. You are not a lost cause. You can always get better.